Again, this is how you can see all the weird, shady stuff going on in Hollywood and how closely connected Hollywood is with our federal government, as we're always pointing out. That's how Hollywood's always giving us the predictive programming of what's to come next. And don't forget, one more time, when Obama was in office, Janet Napolitano stepped down from the head of DHS in 2013, and her exiting speech said, the next 9/11's not if, but when, and it'll be the national power grid going down from a cyber attack. Exactly what the plot of this film is.
So this movie comes out on Netflix. Have you heard about it? It's called Leave the World Behind. It seems like everyone and their mother is talking about this movie on TikTok right now, so you know I'm going to also, okay? I'm going to give it to you raw, just how you like it, so here we go. All right, this movie was interesting. If They Had Us in the First Half was a movie, this would be it. The movie itself wasn't bad. Yeah, sure, there was some pacing issues, made it kind of slow in certain scenes, but overall, the movie did a pretty good job of creating just enough anxiety to keep you interested to wonder what the hell is going on, okay? And then the ending happened. Look, I'm not going to get into the specifics of the ending to avoid any spoilers for any of you who haven't seen it just yet. Just know you're either going to love it or you're going to hate it. But what was going on with all the weird, all too familiar symbolism going on in that movie? Look, when it comes to apocalyptic type scenarios in movies, you always kind of watch them with this anxiety easing thought of, well, it's just a movie. Yeah, this one though felt a little too real. This movie paints a pretty painfully realistic viewpoint of what shit would be like in the event of a complete and total power blackout in the United States. But even deeper than that, you have this almost weird, in-your-face type of description as to what caused the situations that the characters are in. And bro, it honestly feels like they were reading from a page out of our government's handbook. A handbook that's entitled How to Take Total Control 101. Not to mention some of the subtle little depressing Easter eggs that are in the movie, such as the girl wearing a NASA shirt, the boy wearing a shirt that says obey, the fact that there is a direct reference to how completely useless most people are today, and how they'd be completely inept to handle any type of apocalyptic scenario. Oh, and get ready for this one. Barack and Michelle Obama were the producers of the movie. Like, fucking what? Can someone please explain to me why a former US president and first lady produced a movie in which there is one scene in particular where a main character describes, and very scarily could easily happen in today's times detail, about how the government could have created the situation that they were in, okay? Something just seems very, very odd about that. I watched that movie with my parents, and on multiple occasions throughout the movie, I kept turning to them saying, hey, you know what? This is what it would probably be like if there was actually a power outage, or hey, this is what it would be like if the government really wanted to take over. And then I wake up and find out that one of the dudes who had access to all of our country's deepest, darkest secrets produced this damn movie? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and file that one under a hell no, okay? It's kind of like they're subliminally trying to put it in our heads for what's to come. You can call me crazy if you want, all right? But look at all the references that were in our pop culture media that kept showing up of the Twin Towers in the years leading up to 9/11. And now, when the world seems to be unstable, and with every American seemingly at their wits' end when it comes to things like the economy, social unrest, and flat-out distrust in our systems, a former president produces a movie that specifically details how a government could go about taking control of its own people. I don't know, man. Seems a little weird to me.
So Leave the World Behind is out, and we watched it Friday night, and it blew our minds. I cannot recommend this movie enough. It is so good. And I've seen a lot of content talking about the very blatant statements that this movie is attempting to make about how completely dependent we are upon technology, the racial microaggressions, how disconnected we are from nature, the fear-mongering, the doomsday, how fearful and untrusting we are, and how we are one more fear-inducing event away from civil unrest. And I agree with all of those things, but it's this that I think is the larger narrative that they're trying to point out to us. I think the larger narrative is this girl. And while she is